PilatesChair.com. Today I'm going to share with you an exercise called bridging performed on the Pilates chair. There are lots and lots of variations of this exercise and it's a fabulous one, so I'm excited to share it with you. Okay, you can start this on a very heavy setting to make this easier. So the heavier you go with your springs, it's going to help levitate you when we get to that portion of the exercise. So if you're on too heavy springs, that would be a beginner level. As you progress with this, then you might want to drop down to a heavy and a medium, a couple mediums, you go to a medium and a light. Of course, the lighter you go, the more muscle power you're going to need, the more work it's going to be. And you'll particularly feel that in the hamstrings. So I suggest just starting out on a really heavy setting if you're new to this. And I suggest, there's a couple ways to start, but a lot of people like to start with the pedal smashed down on the ground. And I think that that's best if this is your first time doing this, or if you're kind of new to Pilates. So I am on almost the heel of my foot, and I want you to imagine that your leg bone would go straight through your heel. That's where you want the pressure. So you're not on the tip of your heel, you've got a good grip. You're right in the center of the heel. Your hands have a couple of choices here. You can grab the back side of the chair, which is where I prefer to do this from. It's a little bit wider grasp, which can be more comfortable. I have a small frame, but if you're someone with a larger frame, somebody with broad shoulders, that's definitely probably a bit more comfortable. But for some people, it doesn't feel as safe being right on the edge like that. They like to come all the way around the back. So on the back of my chair, the way it's designed, there's a shelf you can grab, and it feels really secure. So hands are going to be either to the back sides or all the way behind the chair. When you first start out, you can start with your pedal smashed into the ground. And to get there, you're probably going to have to scoot your bum really far forward. And then keeping the pedal smashed down, you're simply going to lift up through the hips. So what we're looking for here is evenness to the pelvis. We don't want anything dropped. We don't want legs splaying. We want everything just parallel, nice and tight. And then we don't want to be sinking down into the upper body as well. So lifting up and out. So for some people, this is enough work. You would stay here for a couple of reps and you would come down. In time, what we're trying to do is levitate the pedal. This often starts with like a little bitty hop, okay? And then in time, you're going to bring it up and then exhale down. And it's more work if you can levitate your pedal right above the ground. So if you need to, you touch down. Otherwise, you're just going to pause. So you inhale on the way up and exhale to lower down. I have softness in my elbows here. They're not super bent, but they're not locked out. And then I get a little bit more work through my upper body as well. So that is the basic variation of that. And again, just playing with the spring setting will change your intensity, level of challenge, and how your muscles are engaged. But there's all kinds of variations. So even from that parallel position, you could add, I did a workout with someone earlier today where we did a whole bunch of variations with a yoga block. Squeeze between the legs. So drawing in a whole lot of inner thighs, pulling up through the pelvic floor and into that belly. So that was fabulous. You can also do this wide on your pedal and turned out with external rotation. You could do this with a magic circle between the legs and squeezing. You might not have quite as wide of a position here, so you can maintain your squeeze, but that would be another option. I also like to do this on the toes or ball of the foot with the V in the feet. And then the knees staying in line with the shoulders, so it becomes almost like a frog bridge. Okay, and Chrissy would look forward and have a nice neutral neck here. In the beginning, I think I failed to tell you the other way you can start this. It's just coming back to me now. So you can start with the pedal smashed down, and I do recommend that if it's your first time doing this. But if you're used to doing this, you can start with the pedal up. If you're comfortable with levitating, you can just start up and then exhale down. So I didn't mention that in the beginning of the video. I didn't finish my thought there, but that's what I wanted to say. I also like to do this with one leg at a time, so you can do single leg bridging. And you could do all kinds of variations with just up or out, but I love to do this with a figure four. So pressing the pedal down, you would cross the ankle of one foot over the opposite thigh. You make a nice figure four here. This is really challenging. As you come up, there's going to be a tendency for the body to shift and sway, and you're going to keep it nice and steady. This is fabulous for somebody who has sacroiliac dysfunction. So somebody who has rotational issues through their pelvis. Oh my goodness, if they can get this and get it nice and smooth, then they probably won't have problems with their SI joint anymore. It's going to keep them really, really stable and secure. So again, the one-legged figure four is really, really nice. But you could do all kinds of variations. You could do with a bent knee, you could do straight, you can do turned out. It's great. So there's a lot of variations of it. I love this exercise. You're going to definitely feel this in your hamstrings, particularly as you come into the single leg bridge or as you come lighter with your springs, but you're going to feel it also up into the glutes and tush, and of course across the belly. And if you do add a prop, if you add a ball, medicine ball, yoga block, a magic circle, if you add anything that you're squeezing, then you're absolutely going to draw a whole lot of inner thigh, pull up to the pelvic floor and into the belly. So it's great. I love to put that exercise after beginning footwork on the chair. I like to kind of do beginning footwork and then put in some bridging variations and then move into the 100. And by then the body is nice and warm and ready to go. So try out bridging if you have the chance. If you've got access to a chair, definitely give that a try. It's great for core stabilization and great for the lower body. And it's really fun. It's so much fun when you get the hang of how to control your center of gravity and levitating the pedal. It's kind of like flying. It's wonderful. So if you have any questions or if you have any other variations that you'd like to add, then please email me at amandascorner, CORENER, @charter.net. Thanks. Bye.